Bravehearts, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and today I'm with Lorraine, and she's from Calgary, but most of you might know her because Lorraine worked here in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico for 2 years with us, and then she went home, and now she has her own clinic going. And today, we want to talk about a topic that's really important, and that is that the future of healthcare is here right now. And what is that? Well, first of all, you are always here. You are the healthcare. You are always the healthcare. You gave it away. You gave it away. You didn't intentionally give it away. They just told you that they were what? Going to keep an eye on it for you. They told you that if you break down, they're going to fix you. But do they really fix you? Or do they really fix you? Okay, let's make this as light as possible, but just know this, whether you believe it or not, just like cattle are harvested, humans are harvested. Tell me that humans aren't harvested. They've been harvested since the beginning of time. For God's sakes, we sacrifice animals, we sacrifice humans, and we don't even know it, but we sacrifice our health. We sacrifice our family's health. Yes or no? And then people are going, this guy's too much. Really? Really? So do you actually think that disease is normal? Seriously? Seriously. And you know what? When I say this, people are going to go, who does he think he is? Of course it is. We've been sick since the beginning of time, but you've only been sick since the beginning of time because they have programmed us with sick beliefs and they manipulated our subconscious. They actually played with our brain. Thank you very much. The brain is 90% your subconscious, and you get programmed actual beliefs from 0 to 7, and then by the time that you're 7 years old, you don't know up from down or in from out, and you've lost your little spirit because you were raised by 2 adulterated parents that didn't know they were adulterated. And tell me that we're not being sold off by the pound. Tell me that you have any control of the water you drink, unless you have a filtration or you have it coming down from the mountain, or the air that you breathe. Tell me that you have control and you know how to go shopping, because if you actually went to a supermarket, you can't shop there anymore. You can't shop in a supermarket. Anybody that shops in a supermarket is not getting real food. I don't care what you're talking about, okay? And the reality is whether you want to believe it or not, only 3% of the food in a supermarket is edible, and then you're not even sure because you can't trust a corporation. And that's the deal. Listen, only 30% of the food that's in a health food store is even edible, but it's called a health food store. And then there's corner stores everywhere. And understand something. Why weren't you minding your own business? Why didn't you learn that the large intestine's the Holy Grail? Why didn't you learn that the mouth is the front door, the rectum is the back door, and your large intestine is everything to you? That it's not a garbage can, it's a compost that actually creates your immune system. Because you weren't supposed to know this. There's nothing stupid about you. But I'll tell you what is stupid, your belief systems. Because guess what? You couldn't have gone to any public school. You couldn't have gone to any college. You couldn't have gone to any university unless you were corrupted. You couldn't have watched any TV or listened to any radio or listened to anybody speaking around the dinner table or anywhere, and especially after about the second drink of alcohol, because that's the way it goes. The reality is the majority of the population, okay, were programmed to destroy the majority of the population. And then people don't really want to hear this, but understand the future of healthcare is here right now. And what is that? Teaching you that you are a light energy, electrical magnetic being, and that you were living in the invisible until you came into the physical, which was your mother's womb, and then you became a physical being. And the reality is whether you know this or not, you didn't come with a personality. Your personality was created in a womb. For most wombs are tombs, and we don't even know that because the 2 people that have decided that they're going to have you, or it was an accident, don't even know how to love themselves, care for themselves. So they don't know how to care for a living spirit coming in to become a physical entity on this planet. The reality is if people were ready for somebody like me, they'd go, oh my God, he's right. But I'm not trying to tell you I'm right. Oh my God, there's something to this. I shouldn't have said that because I don't believe in right or wrong. I believe in alignment. I don't believe in peace because with peace comes war. There can be peace over here and war over here. And I don't want to be a piece of something. I want to be whole. And to be whole, I need alignment. The whole, I need to be centered. And the whole, I need to be centered into myself. Oh, but that would be selfish. What do you think, Lorraine?
Totally. I'm there with you. You know, we have been so ruled, schooled, and fooled, and we've given our power away.
We didn't, 1 second, Lorraine, we didn't give our power away. But you know what? They gave us that little phrase. Think about it. And I'm not trying to, and it's not like I'm trying to correct Lorraine, but the reality is I've been doing this for 40 years. Lorraine has been doing this for maybe 8, 10 years, right, Lorraine? Yeah. And the thing that I do is I watch words, because words have power. They become sentences. And understand something. We never gave our power away.
No,
it was stolen from us. Yeah. I already said that when you came into the womb, it became a tomb because your parents were either addicted to something. Your parents believed they didn't have value. Your parents believed it was hard to make a living. Your father crapped his pants when he realized he had to buy diapers. Okay, so he needed one for himself. The reality is that our power was never given to us. We came in as powerful beings. But then we were just programmed to be much lesser than that. Okay, why do you think the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, have you going to school for 12 years? You need to understand that. You need to understand that you went to a governmental school. You didn't go to a school, you went to a government school. You didn't go to a school where you were schooled to believe like the Native Indians used to believe. And that's the only belief system I will ever buy into, is the way that the Native Indians used to believe years ago. I will never buy into a religion, thank you very much. That's off the table. The reality is that we are spirit beings and nature. We are part of nature. So I'm not trying to correct anyone and tell them they said something wrong, but the reality is you didn't give your power away. Okay, that phrase was put together to say you're stupid, and I'm going to tell you something. You're not stupid. You are created by God Almighty, and we'll never ever work like that or actually be able to process properly until we understand our inner power. Lorraine, thank you.
Yeah, I can remember, after I graduated high school and I went to work for a few years, and I felt like I had the power. I felt so incredible. And then the more I worked and the more I went back to school and the more other stuff that I did, I found that my bubble was burst. And I wasn't sure how that happened. And I can even remember being in my late 30s and thinking, I was feeling like a teenager again and feeling like I didn't fit in anywhere. And the truth of it was I didn't fit in. And I didn't fit in because my train of thinking was different. And that was one of the things that saved my life, was the fact that I was open to finding all the information out there that I did not have a good source. Like, it wasn't something that I could go and search out. It was, I had to talk to people who were doing alternative stuff. And it was a totally different way of learning. It was experiencing it and knowing that this is where I belong.
How about this? I was a black sheep all my life. I was a black sheep. I want to be a black sheep all my life, thank you. I will, and I am no longer a black sheep because you will not shave me. You will not harvest me. I am a black wolf. And I will never fit into the majority of the population, anything they eat, drink, or think. And you know what? This isn't me angry about the majority, because the majority, listen, everybody finds their time to wake up. To wake up. And actually, I shouldn't say wake up, because that actually means funeral. And if you understand something, funeral has the word F-U-N in it called fun. And guess what? The joke's on us, everyone. Whether you want to get it or not, all these so-called elite families, they all come from one family. And they branch off. And why did they put fun in funeral? Why does awake mean you go to somebody that's dead? Because to be awake in their eyes means that they have shined the light where they want you to find things and know things so that you never know yourself. Whether you believe it or not, the answers are in the darkness. Let me tell you something. People will call up or they'll say, Dr. Wolf, you're not approved by the government. You're not allowed to call yourself a university. Yes, I am. We can actually give doctorates out. We don't have to be approved by the university. We don't have to be approved by the government. I'll never be approved by the government. For me to be approved by the government means that I'm cozying up to the rules and regulations that the majority of the population believes in. We don't work our clinic like that. We don't treat people. We treat people, but we are there to train people that they are beautiful, that they are unlimited, that they are powerful. And we do it. And we do it better than anybody else that I know of because we are a whole body healing clinic. And we actually do trainings, personal treatment and trainings. People fly all over the world to us. I don't see anybody asking for their money back on that one. I don't see anybody asking for their money back on my certification and courses. And we offer a money back. No university does that. No doctors offer a money back guarantee on the first treatment that we're going to wow you. So understand something, the future is here and the future is now, and I'm not giving up no matter what government agency decides that they can attack me. And the reality is this, I'm not attacking the government. The government's there, they'll always be there. They have a purpose. They're actually there to feed off of you, like they're not. I mean, every system is corrupt. Tell me one system that isn't corrupt. And then the person that's on welfare will say, that's not corrupt, look at that. Well, it is corrupt because guess what? Your welfare is dependent on you, not someone else. And if you're depending on someone else to heal you, like me or Lorraine, it's not going to happen. But we have energy medicine equipment, we have body work techniques, we have nutraceuticals, we have things that we do offer a money back. And we do it not because it's a marketing ploy, but because it works. You're not going to find anything that really brings the thunder down and it actually is government approved. So I will never be government approved, and I'm not against the government because guess what? They're not broken. They're doing exactly what they were built to do, just like the medical system and every other system out there. And guess what? I was built to do what I do, but it threatens people and it also challenges people, but I want to challenge people. I want to stir it up a little bit because at the end of the day, it's not whether you like me, love me. It's whether you love yourself when you walk out of that door. Because if you don't love yourself, honor yourself first and foremost, then you will be sold off. You will be abused by the people that even love you. Lorraine, is that true? Are you abused by the people that love you and they don't even know they're abusing you because majority rules, right?
That's right. That's right. You know, and we really have to walk in our power. We really have to hold that line for ourselves first and really honor these bodies. You know, what is it that brings our body's vibration up? And what is it that brings it down? And make a decision. You know, what am I doing today that's going to raise my vibration? Because we are these light energy beings. And we need that vibration, frequency.
Make sure he gets a picture of
you
this.
know, and frequency comes from a lot of things. It comes from the water that you drink. It comes from fruits and vegetables. It comes from the nutraceuticals that you can take. It comes from exercising. You know, it comes from going outside and grounding, or maybe putting your feet in the ocean or a stream and really connecting with Mother Nature and getting that energy. You know, we are so wired to live like this. And we are connected with everything, just like all of our cells work together. All of us people need to work together. The more we can find our tribe and work together, the higher we'll raise.
And if I can say this, our cells are not together. They vibrate together, but they never touch each other. And guess what? I'm going to tell you something right now. You need to find those people that you vibrate with. You need to stop trying to force yourself to be with people that do not vibrate where you want to go. And I know that could be your family, your friends, but you will suffer for this. You will. And I'm not telling you to abandon them. I'm not telling you to get rid of them. I'm trying to tell you that go where it feels good. Let me tell you something. I am not going to think my way through life. I'm going to feel my way through life. And that's what I said 30 years ago. Today, I can think my way through life. Do you know why? I don't have any belief systems from the government anymore or from the medical system. I don't have any belief systems that are negative that my parents had that caused my father to have leukemia 3 times, my mother to have lung and tongue cancer, and I don't have that. My parents did the best that they could, but they didn't know anything about this. They were so steeped in religion. My mother was a Roman Catholic, like staunch. My father was a born-again Christian. I don't know how these two came together, but I'm telling you something. It was I love you, I hate you, their whole relationship. And they loved and hated their life, their whole relationship. And you know what? That was their blessing that they gave to me. You know, I'm going to tell you, I never ever hated my parents for nothing because I loved them. And I didn't not hate my parents because I thought they did everything right, because I didn't do everything right with my children, but I let my children know when they were young. I put them all on the couch and I said, listen, me and your mother screwed you up. I said, just like we screwed you up. But guess what? I am in alignment with what I truly am right now. And I want you to know that we are going to try to get rid of the belief systems that we didn't even know we were running. Because whether you want to believe this or not, unless you're willing to go into the Braveheart, 12 loving steps. I teach the most powerful emotional course in the world. You come to my Whole Life Coach course, okay? And you know what? You know why it's called Whole Life Coach Certified? Because you're going to be certifiably sane, because you're going to be logic. You're going to have logic, and you're going to challenge your belief systems until there's no belief systems in there anymore, okay, that are working against you, okay, or belittling you, or making you feel small, or that you have to eat that, drink that, say that, play that way. You won't have to do it. You need to understand something. These people that, they're not people, but them, okay, you know, they worship so-called the God of light, okay, and understand something. This is an equal playing field down here. They have to tell you what they're going to do to you, and then if you don't make a choice and decide you're not going to allow it, or you are not going to love, honor, and respect yourself, there's nobody coming with a chariot to save you. Tell me there is. Let me tell you something. Why is it that the people that have these really staunch beliefs in certain fairy tale stories never heal? They never feel abundance in their life, whether it's love or money or health. Why is it? Why is it? Called blind faith. Don't be so blind. Have faith in yourself. If you do not want to go into your subconscious, if you do not want to pull out, and you don't have to pull out, like it's not hard. You don't have to do any weeding or anything, or pull anything out by the roots. I shouldn't have said pull out. But if you do not want to work on the opposite belief that is actually harming you and your family and your life, in creating the opposite of what you're doing, and that's all you got to do. Stop focusing over here. Start focusing over there. It's called a Braveheart Heroes contract. I dare you, I triple dare you to sit down and do what's called a Braveheart Heroes contract, where if you were, okay, the master of your destiny, where would you live? Who would you live with? What would you be doing? What is your passion and purpose? What would your life look like? Well, guess what? You have never, ever put that out into the heavens and then did it and then felt comfortable with it. And if you don't, it's because you've got sinner syndrome, failure syndrome, and understand everything I want, I put out to the heavens. And guess what? Sometimes I don't get what I want, but I get something that I really, truly need because my belief systems aren't in alignment with the creator of everything. This is a game. I don't care. You can pray down on your knees and go to church often as you want, but you are still going to get sick. You know how many I have beautiful relatives and friends. I don't get in their face. This is my platform. I'm allowed to talk about it. But understand something. It's about loving and caring for oneself and knowing that that universal God is the highest frequency creator and it doesn't have an emotional problem and it's definitely not working against you and it's not working for you. You need to do that for yourself. You need to be the one. You were created to create and understand what you put out, you get back. That's not true. Every day I pray not to be poor. Well, guess what? You're praying what? Not to be poor? Well, how about stop praying to be poor and live in the present moment? Like, see, I hardly ever meditate now because I believe that I've actually perfected the walking meditation. And that means that every day I walk through my life and there's chaos. I'm in a walking meditation where I stay in alignment. And that alignment is honoring, loving, and respecting myself no matter what they come out with, the next BS story, belief system, the next time my kids freak out, the next end of the world crisis, I'm just gonna, and you know what? It's not to humiliate, but guess what? 99% of the time that you go into crisis mode, it's not even real. Lorraine?
That's true. You know, our thoughts create our reality, and we've got to be careful where we're putting our thoughts and our words. Like Daryl said, our words, you know, it's spelling, and it truly is casting a spell. So be careful, you know, watch your thoughts and create your reality because you have that opportunity to do that. You know, I get up in the morning and I lie there and I've got my hand on my heart. You know that when we touch our heart and our belly, that connects the brain, heart, gut connection. And that gives us our true intuition, you know, and when we can do that and then, you know, create what I want to have, what I want that day. You know, this is how my day is going to run. And it does. I mean, there might be a little sway, and I always believe if there's a detour or a sway, it's in my best interest to do that for whatever reason, because I don't see the big picture, but I still keep that higher thought that this is the way it's supposed to be. Because, you know, and I keep that higher thought that this is because of the love that's surrounding me, that this is happening. I'm being taken care of because I put that energy out there. And what you put out is what you bring back in. So like Daryl said, if you are concentrating on the stuff that you do not want, whether it's in a prayer or just speaking it, that's what you get. We've really got to stop and think, and how do we rephrase this? And how do we retrain ourselves so that we're not like that? And it's baby steps in the right direction. In the Perfect Day Guide, there is a whole bunch of little affirmations you can write down and put on sticky notes all over the place. You know, and when you see it, say it. Our thoughts have vibration, but our words, our body loves the vibration of our words. You know, so put that power into your words and see what happens. See how the body changes. See how your life changes when you start doing the whole thing, coming at your health by all four pillars. So the diet, the nutraceuticals, the exercises, and the Braveheart emotional work. This is when you get the changes that you want. Uh, you wouldn't have recognized me 4 years ago. You wouldn't. I'm not the same person. I don't want to be that person. Like when I first started changing, it was kind of startling. I look at myself in the mirror and think, oh my gosh, who are you? And then I realized I am my authentic self. I am standing in my power. I am holding that line because I don't want to go back. I love this person that I am. And I know I wasn't doing that before.
And you know what? Do you know why it took Lorraine 4 years? And understand something, 4 years is not a long time for what it would take. Because guess what? We have been programmed that we're not going to do anything unless we have everybody's approval. We are not going to do anything new if we get bantered by anyone because we're going to take it personal. And you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because you were taught to suffer for everybody, suffer for the world, suffer for your family, suffer for everything that's going on. And you were taught that your love is going to come from outside yourself, and that's never been the truth. It is a lie. No matter how much your family loves you, they can only do it on a temporary basis. They're not with you all the time. When you get used to someone telling you they love you, they're kissing you, oh, I couldn't live without you. I mean, if anybody ever said I can't live without me ever again, I would run for the hills. I'd run for the hills. But when I was younger and I was unconscious of my thoughts, I needed someone to say, you're my world. I can't live without you. Really? Really? When are we going to grow up? And do you know what growing up is? Is bringing up your frequency, realizing that you are a spirit being. And guess what? Just like if you don't realize the belief systems you're running that are creating dis-ease in your life, there are no diseases. Your personality is your disease. That's not true. It's genetic. There's no genetic diseases. There's none. Somebody said, some medical doctor said, well, we figured it out. There's only 8% that are genetic. Well, that's not really true either. You know, the reality is this, there's no genetic. It's all epigenetic. Yeah, but that's not true. My grandfather had this. My mother had this. That's right. Personality creates reality. Belief systems make up personality. And if you didn't notice, everybody that has different belief systems has different illnesses. And understand something, if you were told that cancer was genetic, guess what? You're going to get it if you believe it's genetic, because you're just thinking about it's a matter of time. I mean, how many people go to get tested every year? I haven't had a test from a doctor since I was in my 20s. And you're going to go, wow, what a fool he is. And it's not because I'm against it. I just don't need it. I am the test. I know what I'm drinking and thinking and eating. Do you? And if you are doing what your family's doing, then you're in big trouble. Because I have only met maybe 1 or 2 families in my life that the whole family was participating in a higher living program. That's the truth. And most families, okay, the thing I'm never going to do again is, are you on a good diet? Oh, of course I am. Well, it's good to them. It's good to them. You should see Uncle Harry, the garbage he eats. I don't eat that much garbage. I just eat some garbage, you know? All right? I'm just 30 pounds overweight, you know? I'm just bloated. I just have migraines. I'm perfectly well because guess why? I have diabetes. I have type 2 diabetes, guess what? I've got it under control. So I'm perfectly well. Really? You've got a walking disease and you are perfectly well. Let me tell you something. 92% of the population has symptoms that are called walking diseases. And that is the worst it gets, but it's an average of 86 to 92%. Go do your homework. So see what you've gotten comfortable with? You've gotten comfortable with the majority of the population being overweight, even obese, and walking around with a disease, And hey, listen, you're big, bold, and beautiful. Let me tell you something. Anybody that's big and overweight or obese is still beautiful, but they are going to suffer. There's only one illness, and it's inflammation. It starts in the mind, and then it works into the physical body because it's the choices that you thought you made that were made for you. Lorraine?
That's the truth, all right. I was there. I was there. And, I look at it a whole lot different now. When I see someone who's overweight, I think about why are they protecting themselves? Why do they have to be so big to protect themselves? And I believe that when we're down here, we have a certain amount of space that we're supposed to embody. And either you're going to do it physically, or you're going to do it emotionally or spiritually. So what's your choice, And I know I was there. I was overweight, and not just a little. I remember once getting on the scale and I was 220 pounds. And then I stopped getting on the scale.
That's a whole lot of loving.
Yeah, but it was kind of a shock. And even when I met Daryl, I was 180 pounds, and I thought I looked good. I thought I looked good because I was comparing myself to the people I surrounded myself with. My brothers, my sisters, my friends. I was the one who didn't look as bad as everybody else, but I still wasn't like 180 pounds. No, I had to shake my head and say, I want more. I am changing.
No,
this.
I want less.
Yeah, I want less.
Anyways, and guess what, everybody? And just so you know this, we did not discuss Lorraine's weight because her weight had nothing to do with her health, because her health had to only do with the way that she viewed the world and herself and everybody else. And guess what? That's why diets don't work, and there's always a secret, D-I-E, die. If you diet, you die. If you do a live it, you live. This is a live it. This perfect day guide, if you go through the 4 pillars of the perfect day, you will live the best life ever. You will. This is not a cult. This is not a fad. I have taken things that are truly based on science, not the BS science, dysfunctional belief systems. And if you do this, now of course you're going to tweak it to who you are and what you want to do and other things. But the foundation is in this guide, and it's free. ddgfree.com. Download it. I promise you, I will give you from this guide more than you've ever paid. I don't care how many times, how many naturopathic doctors, dietitians, nutritionists, herbalists. You're going to get more information out of this guide because guess what? We were all given a guide, a health guide. And that health guide is contaminated, corrupted, and it gives conflict for the rest of your life. And guess who gets the guide the most? Not the men, but the women, because they raise the children. They're the keepers of the house when they shouldn't be. It should be the man that's protecting the home and what comes in it. But the reality is this, they're all given a toxic guide, and because they're all given the same guide, they all feel like failures. Whether you believe it or not, you'll never catch me with a cold or a flu. You'll never catch any of my children or family that have a cold or a flu that live from this guide and really take it up. Understand something, you only need to get sick because you're getting well. You know what? Whether you want to believe it or not, a cold or a flu, and even COVID, all of this stuff, you are going to get it if you stress out all the time. You are going to get it if you eat infectious, inflammatory foods and have infectious, inflammatory thoughts. Oh, I get a cold twice a year. Well, good. Keep saying it. You'll have one twice a year. I don't get a cold. And look at me, and people go, I'll say, look, I'll never have a disease, and I'm not going to have a cold or flu. I got way too much to do. I don't have that time for it. That's my mindset. That's my frame. Lorraine, have you ever seen me down or sick? I mean, I've had a little bit of a cough from flying, or, you know, a little bit of a sniffle maybe sometimes because maybe I went off track. But have you ever seen me sick, Lorraine?
Not down, no.
No, you're never, I'm not going to get it. You give me fever. I don't give myself fever. I don't need to create a fever to burn off garbage, okay? Because that's what you're doing. Your body has to create a fever to burn off infection. That's how far you've taken it on a toxic level. But guess what? If you do get a fever, the best thing is to do yourself a warm water, tummy love, enema, and even if you have to do 2 or 3 in a row, that fever's gone in 20 minutes. Or do you want to just jump in the car, rush to the hospital, take antibiotics, and just freak out because you could die?
Yeah, we've got to come back to believing that the body knows how to heal. You know, we get a cut and we don't question the fact that it's going to heal. It's everything else we question. And we got to stop that. Stop it. Our body knows how to heal. All we have to do is provide it what it needs. And that's where the lack is. We're not giving the body what it needs on a daily basis. We are living in such a toxic world now. Like right now, statistics.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You are. No, I'm not. I live in a world that's pristine. There's no chemtrails here in Ixtapa, is there?
No, there isn't.
Is there any 5G in Ixtapa?
There isn't.
Okay, all right. Is there any pesticides, herbicides in Ixtapa?
Typically, no, because the farmers can't afford it.
That's right.
You know, so you can definitely live down in Ixtapa and be honoring your body, and it's very simple, very simple. Go to the markets. If you can't make it to the markets, figure out where the farmers are. Maybe they'll come to you because you know, maybe you're busy. You can't go to the markets. But
well, and also you can afford to have the farmer deliver your fruits, your vegetables, and know they're organic, and still pay only about 40% of what you would pay in Canada or United States for poisoned vegetables and fruit. Yes or no, Lorraine?
It's true. It's true. When I first came back here, I went grocery shopping, and the only thing I bought was fruits and vegetables, and I spent $180. And when I was in Mexico, I would probably spend, you know, 550 pesos. And that doesn't equate to $180 Canadian.
No, that's about 30 bucks.
Yeah, and I was getting the same
$30.
I know. Yeah, so.
And Lorraine, I just want to say this because I get this every day. People text me or calling me and going, well, how do you live with the cartel and all the crime there? Did you see any crime here? Did you see any cartel in your life?
No,
No.
I did not. And you know,
was Ixtapa one of the most peaceful places you've ever been in your life, of all your traveling around the world?
Ixtapa definitely has been the most peaceful place. The locals are so friendly. They want to be of service. They
Yes.
want to help you, you know, find the things that you need to find. I can remember I was in Zihuatanejo and I had to get somewhere and my phone died. So I didn't have a path. And I found someone, well, there's a lot of Mexicans that speak English. And I just, you know, asked somebody, and they actually, you know, said down this way for 2 blocks, you know, over there, and then you're there. You know, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. They want to help. That is the spirit of the Mexicans. They want to be of service. And as far as, you know, here in Calgary, I mean, I hear sirens a few times a day. In Mexico, I think while I was there for 2 years, I might have heard 1 ambulance. That's it.
Because it's healthy living. You need to understand where Lorraine lives right now, she's north of the 55th parallel, which means that Lorraine gets vitamin D 4 to 6 weeks of the year. I get vitamin D 365 days of the year. The more north you go, the more autoimmune diseases all the way to cancer. Just do the research, it's there, it's simple. The more you come into here.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, if vitamin D was discovered now, we wouldn't call it a vitamin. No, it's a hormone modulator, you know, and it is used in every single system in the body. And most of us, especially here in Canada, we're deficient, and we don't even realize how deficient we are because what the medical system says is too much isn't enough, you know?
And the reality is, if you go to get tested and you are over there testing, okay, first of all, medical doctors are great at emergency care. We got that. I can't do it. Nobody else can do it like them. But the reality is they do not know healthcare. I said that. And I mean it. They don't know healthcare. I'll go to bat with any doctor anytime on real healthcare, not medical care though, because I'm not going to practice it and I'm not interested in that. The reality is now I'm leaving for Canada, okay? And I'm going to be in Canada for almost 5 weeks. I'm doing a tour, which we'll go through at the end. If you live in Canada, you might want to know. And the reality is, guess what? I'm not going to take 800 IUs. I'm going to take 50,000 IUs every day while I'm in Canada. Thank you very much. With a vitamin K. If I feel from all the flights I'm taking that I feel a little sniffly or run down, I'm going to take 50,000 IUs twice a day with a vitamin K. And guess what? I'm going to be A-OK. And if I were to go to a doctor and get my blood tested after 3 days, he'd go, oh my gosh, you're in the danger zone. Oh, well, really? Oh yeah, didn't you hear about how people die of vitamin D overdose? How many people have you ever heard? Why don't you look it up? And what they're believing is overdose is what they've been told in their email. Let me tell you something right now. Yes, Dr. Wolf is dangerous. Dr. Wolf is outrageous. And that's because I'm not part of the majority and I'm not even part of the minority. The reality is I'm only getting on here and sharing you with my lifestyle, the lifestyle that I have. This is my lifestyle. This is the way I live. Is that okay? I'm just sharing it with you. And then somebody's asking how to get the perfect day guide. Go to pdgfree.com. It's free. And if you want to purchase it, you're paying the cost of making it and sending it to you. It's almost 600 pages. It's beautifully done. And you're going to pay $95 online for it. Nobody else does this. And then you know what? I hear that there's a beautiful TV station that's funded 67% by the government that's coming after me again for the third time. You know, they just can't get enough of me, right? Think about it. So just know this, everyone. When you have somebody telling you something that isn't dangerous, and they're coming from the heart, and then you read about them, just find out where it came from. That's all I'm going to ask. You need to understand something. Anybody that's willing to stand in their power and really wants to do the work of what I would call God isn't running with the majority. Lorraine?
Yeah, my passion is to help educate people because, you know, if I can do all this changing at my age, I'm 66, what can you do? What can you accomplish? Like there's no stopping you if you put your heart into it. You know, if we could dip absolutely every thought in that heart first, it wouldn't come out the same way. It would be so different. There'd be so much light energy in it. We would be respecting these bodies. We'd be protecting these bodies. We'd be honoring these bodies. That self-love would be back in a second. All we need to do is honor these bodies and give them what it needs. And they do the healing. we have incredible bodies, and they haven't forgotten how to heal on a physical, spiritual, and an emotional level. We just have to we have to be willing to open up that coconut from the inside and crack that coconut and just see that bright light shining so bright. Like I am giddy in the morning because I am so excited to be in this life. And I know I wasn't before. I wake up in the morning and it's, oh my gosh, wow, the sun's shining. Or even if the sun's not shining, it's still a great day because that's the way I view it. I expect beautiful things.
You have,
That, go
go
ahead.
ahead, Lorraine. No, go ahead. Go ahead, love.
That's all I expect is the good things. Give me more. Give me more. And I get it.
All we want to do is come on here and say that you can be harvested, or you can harvest the most beautiful life at every given moment. What does it take for you to come out of alignment? You know, have you ever felt like you were touched by a vibration that was heavenly? Understand something, and people may not like this when I say it, but you can have that anytime you want. There is no creator out there that's judging you and banishing you from unconditional love except yourself. Your subconscious is only a computer. Let me see you put unconditional love and unconditional care programs, and then let's find out how tough that is. Listen to me though, you're going to have to go into this with all your heart because your family has been programmed to stop you. The whole world's been programmed to stop you from falling in love with yourself, letting yourself off the hook, not walking around feeling guilty to the point that you can't even remember what you're guilty for. But guess what? You've lowered your value to the point that you're worth less. That's all. We're not here to do anything else. You know? We're here to try to provide you with information and then do it. I mean, if you go to my library, you'll see what's called Braveheart Online Emotional Training and Intelligence Training. And that's free. And it's a 33-day course. You may not agree with everything that's in there. You know, I just love when people call me up and go, you know what, Dr. Wolf, I agree with 80%. Well, why would you agree with 100? You are yourself. You have your own destiny. You have your own passion. You could tell me, Dr. Wolf, I only agree with 2%. Well, did the 2% help you? Yes, it did. Well, then I've done my job. And the reality is if you really knew who I was or who I am, you would understand it's not about me and about you liking me, you loving the work we do or what we're into. It's about you loving yourself and never leaving that again. Like most of you don't even know it, but you actually, on a subconscious level, believe that if you were to totally unconditionally love yourself for the rest of your life, you are going to hell. Because unless you suffer, you don't get to go anywhere else. And you don't even know that that's the major program that was put into us. I'm not selling anything. I'm selling you that you should be free of all of this stuff that has been written, okay? Everything has been written for them. I don't care what book you're talking about. Every book has been manipulated. I'm not telling you that books don't have good things in them. I'm trying to tell you that you need to go shopping. Whether it's a book or a store, you're not going to buy everything in it. You're not going to buy everything in this book, are you? Don't buy everything in any book. Buy what serves your inner power, your inner strength. It gives you a better day. Oh my God, can we just have a beautiful day? Can we work towards a beautiful day, then a beautiful hour, then a beautiful minute, then a beautiful moment, and have a beautiful moment every moment? And then can you practice not being thrown out of alignment? Can you practice not being guilted by anyone, especially yourself? Can you practice that? Please just give it a shot. I swear to God, there'll be no lightning bolt that'll be shot up your butt. What do you think, Lorraine?
Exactly. No lightning bolt, but that might give you some energy. I don't know. We are electromagnetic beings, right?
Lorraine, would you like to tell people about Calgary, and then I'll show people on the slide here what the tour is going to look like. For those of you, we're just going to be talking about the tour, so if you're in a hurry and you want to get going and you're not interested in that, at least go into the Perfect Day Guide and at least sign into our library. It's the biggest self-care, self-love library, and they're all beautifully filmed master classes, every one of them. And then go through it, and then call me and tell me what you think and have a chat with me. 469-861-8884. Some people just call me to just see if I'm actually real and that if I'll actually answer my phone. And if I don't, I'll call you back, and don't feel like you have to rush. Remember something. I don't have to know you to love you. Lorraine, you want to talk about Calgary?
Yeah. So I'm very excited to be hosting Dr. Wolf in Calgary here. The first lecture is on Wednesday, April the 10th. There's a meet and greet at 6:30, and then the lecture starts at 7:30 and goes till 10:30. And it is reverse the irreversible. No drugs, canes, surgeries, or wheelchairs. We don't need those. We don't, want them in our life anyways. We want to be standing upright and having quality of life. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how do you get that quality of life? How do you get that spark of life back into your life? And you'll get a taste of what the non-surgical looks like, feels like for a couple of people maybe, but you'll understand what it's all about, because you'll be able to watch and see Dr. Wolf do some non-surgical on a couple of people that night. And I'll also have the Cellsonic there, so you can experience.
Can I break in? The Cellsonic will be there, and we will actually do the Cellsonic on people. And I'm telling you right now, Lorraine's going to be charging per pulse half price. And that's a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. If you've ever wanted Cellsonic, and if you wanted to have my elbow go in and untie a knot, a joint, a muscle, a fibroid, or what they call a tumor, we'll do it. And we will do it with love and respect, and we'll prove to you that it's issues in the tissues of calcification, scar tissue, and crystallization. And if you know how to work with that, you don't never have to go to mutation. Did you get what I just said? And so if you want to experience that, we'll be doing it that night, but also we'll be doing it at the day of the doc. Go ahead, love.
April the 13th, the day with the doc. It starts at noon and it goes till 4. And it is at Luminescence, which is on the corner of McLeod Trail and Heritage. And there is a strip mall with Winners and HomeSense, and there's some kind of a tool place there too. And then there's a professional building on the north end of the parking lot. I want you to drive around to the north side of the professional building, and you'll be able to walk into Suite 20. That's where it is. And we'll also be doing bone density tests. So anybody who
Free. Bone density tests free, and they usually can cost you anywhere from $125 to $175, and they will be done free for everyone who wants them. How's that? Good enough? Because we want you to understand something. It's always been about calcium, but they lied to you, because you can get any calcium that has left your bones back into your bones, And we can teach you how to keep the calcium in your bones so you don't have to have osteopenia, osteoporosis, arthritis, or any of these things. And understand, the more calcium that you've pulled from your bones, the more of a terrorist you are on a physical and emotional level. And you don't even know it, love.
We're also going to be having all of the DACA detox products there. So if there's something you need to grab, or something that grabs your attention, you know, our products are nutraceuticals. They're called nutraceuticals because they're high vibrational. There's no crap in them. You don't have to worry about that. There's no fillers. There's no emulsifiers. There's no
laxatives, there's no stimulants. And understand that. Our daily cleansing tea, you can take that morning and night. And if you only did that, and maybe threw in a little bit of black gold in your blender drinks, you just got rid of 85% of your symptoms. Because your large intestine's the holy grail, and the daily cleansing tea will make sure that all the detox organs of the body are moving and cleansing properly. There's no laxative in this. And the black gold will go through and it will get rid of the parasites, it'll get rid of the heavy metals, it'll get rid of fungus, it'll get rid of bad bacteria. And then when the black gold gets to actually your large intestine, it helps to rebuild mummy's bacteria better than any other product. Go ahead, Lorraine. Thank you, sweetie.
The black gold and the daily cleansing tea were the first two products that I was on. And I sourced out a lot of high-end supplements that cost me a lot of money that didn't get me to where the black gold and the daily cleansing tea was. And at that time, I was using a couple of biofeedback machines, and one of them was a quick read of the body. And for me, it was more about heavy metals that I wanted to get rid of. And that black gold and the daily cleansing tea, it shocked me how quickly those levels came down. And I'd been working on it for years. You know, so these products work. And, you know, I'm proof. I'm living proof that these products work. And you can be that way too. You know, just start honoring yourself. You know, one of the reasons that I almost demanded Daryl to come out and do this tour.
Because I did not want to do this Canadian tour. I got to tell you, everybody, I don't mean to, I'm not trying to cut her off, but I have one of the top light video people coming in from Disney, and we're meeting this afternoon to actually lay out the Wolf Studios, which is a 35 by 45 foot studio, which will have 3 different stages in it for shooting video. And also, I'm working, between the personal treatment and trainings we're doing every week, and we're getting calls from all over the world. You know what? Why do I want to leave paradise? Okay? Why do I want to leave paradise? Anyways, I'm coming to Canada. But I don't know, I will not come back to Canada for at least a year. I love my life down here, and yeah. I don't know when I've ever been so happy, to be truthful with you. But anyways, didn't mean to cut you off, Lorraine. But you're right. Lorraine, yeah. I'm doing it for Lorraine, okay? Because she deserves it. Anyways, everybody, so we'll be in Calgary, Alberta, and Lorraine's phone number is 403-605-9216. Wednesday, April the 10th is a meet and greet at 6:30. And then at 7:30, we start the lecture until 10:30. And please, just walk out. If you got to get home to the kids or you're tired, don't feel like you got to stay. And also, we're going to be shooting it live on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, the whole tour. And then that's Reverse the Irreversible. And then on Saturday, we're going to do a day with the doc, April the 13th from 12 until 4, free bone density. And those who always wanted to sell Sonic, she's doing it for half the price if you'd like it. And then I will be doing non-surgical on probably 2 or 3 people. And it really doesn't matter if you come to me and go, I've been everywhere. Nobody can help me. That's who I want coming to me. I've been in pain for 20 years with this. There's nothing that can help me. Wolf Non-Surgical is not like anything you've ever done. We're the only group that I know that gives a money-back guarantee on the first treatment that we're going to wow you. Okay? I'll be in Kelowna, British Columbia. The host is actually our office up there, our Canadian office, and it's the 800 number, and you can call extension 0. Thursday, April the 25th, I will be at the Royal Anne Hotel. Okay, it doesn't say it on here, but Royal Anne Hotel. 6 o'clock is the meet and greet. 7 o'clock is the lecture starts, and it goes till 10. And it's called Reverse the Irreversible. No more drugs, cane, surgery, same as the other one. And then I'm going to be headed to Oliver. And in Oliver, Trish Seidler, which is one of our master practitioners, she also has a Power Pack clinic, okay, which she means she has a cardio bed, she has a Cellsonic, and she just built a new clinic, and that lecture is going to be the grand opening for her. How cool is that? So if you live in the United States, Oliver is just about 10 minutes, or maybe I'm making it up. I think it's maybe a half an hour, just from the US border from Washington. So if you live in Washington, okay, the state of Washington, check out where Oliver is. That's where we're going to be, okay? And then that will be on 10 a.m. to 3 o'clock, and that's a day with the doc. And we'll be doing all the same things that we're doing with Lorraine, okay? And then I'll be going to Toronto, Ontario to see Magdalena at the Monte Carlo Casino, okay? And I will be there on May the 4th, Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we're doing all the same things again, okay? And then after that, let me see, I hope they have it. Okay, I'm in Barrie, Ontario with Shalou, okay? And we will be doing a day at the doc at her clinic, and that will be at 12:30, 2 o'clock, and 3:30, and I'll tell you why. Because she's gonna have 3 groups come in, because that's how many people she's trying to service. And then on Monday, okay, I will be doing what's called the emotional chemistry of the parasite party, and why it's an emotional and physical thing, and why nobody needs to do a parasite cleanse. And people that do parasite cleanses all the time, they don't get it, do they? They don't understand, because everybody thinks you need to cleanse for the rest of your life. Let me tell you something right now. I don't do advanced water fasting because I do it for most of my life. I only eat 1 meal a day, and that's the God's truth, okay? All right? I don't have to ever do a liver cleanse again, because my day is a perfect day, and I'm doing things in gentle baby loving steps, so I don't get parasites and I don't get heavy metals, but I do get them because there's heavy metals everywhere. You know, the people say to me, oh, I just went and did a heavy metal cleanse. Well, get ready to do another one. You're better off to create a perfect day and take products that, like our humic fulvic, guess what it does? It gets rid of parasites better than anything else, heavy metals better than everything else, viruses, fungus better than everything else, and it drops off 60 to 70 micronutrients into the body, and it's the only humic fulvic that isn't processed with chemicals. Why don't people come on and challenge me? If I was lying, they'd come for me, wouldn't they? Okay, so, and then in Barrie, okay, on the same day, okay, that I'm doing the lecture at night for Shalou, I'll be at Kathy's, all right? And you can contact Kathy. It'll be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And she also has a Power Pack clinic, and she's also in Barrie. So you can contact her at 705-715-8716. And that's a lot. Lorraine?
Yeah. And we so appreciate you coming to Canada and doing this. You know, the more that we can plant these, well, spread the seeds, whether they get planted or not is up to you.
Okay, just know this, everyone, that Lorraine better appreciate it, because guess what? This is how crazy I am. I live in Ixtapa, Watanago, and do I wear shoes?
No, he's barefoot.
Always barefoot. And you know what? We'll be going to a nice restaurant tonight, and they never kick me out. Nobody kicks me out. Supermarkets, nobody kicks me out. And do you know why? Because I'm not doing it to be different. I'm doing it because I know about grounding. And the projects that I take on are huge, because I go, I got more, I got more. And I need to be grounded, I need to be in alignment, and I need everything, every bit of energy that the earth, the sun, that the universe has to offer me, because I just, while I'm here, I want a good time and I want a big time. And we can do this, but you have to mind your own business. But not just that, everyone. Just so you know, take a look. Look at this. See, so you see this? I wear shorts all the time. So anyways, I'm trying on, because I haven't been to Canada for quite a while, I'm trying on a pair of pants and going, okay, so do I want to take these pants? Because I don't want to, I only want to take a couple pairs of pants and casual and a couple pair of pants to do the lecture. And I put the pants on, and you can believe it or not believe it. You can ask my partner, Lori. I couldn't wear them for more than 30 seconds. I haven't had a pair of pants on for so long. Do you know what freedom is? I'm not telling you that I'm free yet. I'm trying to tell you that I'm closer. I'm getting closer and closer. And you know what? I believe that I'll be free when I am only wearing a fig leaf. What do you think of that?
No comment. I don't know if I want to join that club.
Well, guess what? You do know that we are running the new fig cult now. Okay?
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Big leaves.
Lorraine, I would like you to do what you do best. End the show. And listen, isn't Lorraine beautiful? Seriously? You know that? And she has been very patient with me, because I have been I try to tap into people, and then I try to give them what they want, not what I want. And Lorraine will tell you that me and her have played tug of war together. I never ever gave up on Lorraine. Did I, Lorraine?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. When I was ready to give up on myself, no, I had a soul brother.
No, a soul boot brother.
A soul boot brother, yeah. Give me a little boot in the back end and let me know what other people see. Because quite often we don't see the forest for the trees, right? And we've got to really ground ourselves and come back to that self-love. You know, all of the things that Dr. Wolf has put together has made health so easy to understand. All of the other certificates that I, educated myself and I can put on my wall, they made health complicated. Our body, it doesn't run complicated. It just doesn't. All we need is that self-love on a daily basis. So from what we're eating, what we're taking, the nutraceuticals, because we cannot do it without having nutraceuticals. We cannot. We are in a toxic world. 100 years ago, yeah, we could do it. We could do it with what we ate, but we can't anymore. And then, we're light energy beings. We need everything that's going to give us that electrical charge. And exercise does that. So does drinking structured water, and making sure you're drinking enough, because most of us aren't.
Can I say something about water?
Yeah.
We are going to be on in 35 minutes, and we're going to be talking about cell power.
Right.
Everybody, I'm going to tell you something. It's around $550. It's an energy medicine device. There's nothing like it on the planet, and I mean that. I usually will not bring products in. Will I, Lorraine? But
No.
this one I had to bring in, even though, it's not something we put together, but it's something the world needs to know about. And if you can join us or watch this later on our Braveheart Nation Telegram, Doc of Detox Telegram, and understand on Braveheart Nation Telegram, I'm starting today to post things that you would never see anywhere, and they would not let you see. So I've decided to do that because, well, I just want to give people a heads up if they want it. And is it okay, Lorraine, if we just read some of the things that are going on here and find out if there's any questions quickly, and then I'll let you end this?
Okay.
Alicia, what people think is normal these days when it comes to our health is mind-blowing. What they've accepted is as normal as suffering. Magdalena, self-love first, goodbye self-hate programs. Alicia, I was always the black sheep, too, an outcast, because I always questioned everything and said what was on my mind. I love being different because that means I'm being myself. That was just logical and profound. Thank you. Michelle, loving, honoring, and respecting ourselves first and foremost. Alicia, I was looking through your Instagram, and Lorraine, you look so different and amazing and healthy now. Rebecca, I'm also learning to love myself more and more every day. Gentle baby steps will get you there. And when you trip, you lovingly pick yourself up. You fall forward when you fall. You do not call yourself names ever again. And if you do, you snap your love band and go, that was the old me. I decided to stop getting tested a few years ago, too. It actually feels liberating knowing I'm in control of my health. When I would do life insurance applications, I'd ask if they have any health issues. They say no. Meanwhile, they're on pharmaceuticals. Andre, how do I get the guide? Well, go to pdgfree.com, my friend. Extapa, no chemtrails, no toxins. You guys live in paradise. We actually do. And that's why Canada and Mexico Canada and United States sell this as the cartels everywhere. And you got to watch out for everything. Yeah, right. Okay. The biggest terrorists in the world I know are United States and Canada right now. Okay. All right. Alicia, I'm 2 hours north of Lorraine, Clifford, in a town of 15,000. Sirens daily. Chemtrails almost daily. Faye, you look amazing, Lorraine. Dr. Wolf, you could use some help. I'm kidding. I just wanted to throw that in. They never say nice things about me. It's always about you, Lorraine. Okay. All right. Doc of Detox inspired me to heal my knee injury naturally. So grateful that you come on here and share. I have watched the videos that CBC has done to sabotage you. I can see through their tactics, and because I listen to you on here, I know what you are. Well, thank you. And most people will watch the stuff that's done on me. And you know, did you ever notice something? We've been programmed to see the worst in people, not the best in people. And I'm not telling you to trust everyone. I'm telling you to use your spider senses. Use your vibration. You know what? If I was full of BS, nobody does these things that I do, provides a platform like this. When is the big scoop? When am I going to take everybody down? When's the big setup coming? Let me tell you something, whether you believe this or not. I am an eternal light energy being, and I am going to work on my spirit. And I am going to grow up, not down. And I am going to do this because I don't know what the universal intelligence is. I just like to let it know that I am going to be intelligent and that I am going to work only from my heart. And that's the God's truth. And you can take it, leave it, love me, don't like me, even hate me. People like to do that too. And you're allowed to. But I will not reciprocate that, ever. Because guess what? They created this program so that you would hate me and I hate you. So that we never grow. We never grow together, but we never grow up. We never find our authentic selves. What a waste of energy, eh? What a waste of energy to hate someone, to dislike things, and to let everybody know how much you hate them and how much you dislike them. You just missed out on your own life. So everybody, you have the right to hate me or hate anybody that you want. Just know that. But you do know this, right? That's where disease comes from. dis-ease, not at ease. You're not aligned. You're not aligned with the creator of everything. And then you're going to tell me you have this religion that's going to save you. It's all just so ridiculous. I don't even know. There's so many layers to this thing. But understand something. Unconditional love is the only thing that sets you free. The truth will set you free. I don't even know what the truth is. I just know that when I love, honor, and respect myself, okay, I'm not hurting others. Some people are saying nice things about me. I don't want to really say those because that's me just blowing my own horn. Thank you very much, everyone. And Lorraine's going to end the show with her beautiful, feminine power. Please let everybody know about the masterclass that you're going to be teaching in Stuart, Florida. And I want to thank you, and I love you, Lorraine. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Yeah, so I am going to be teaching the pelvic restoration and disease prevention in the end of June in Stuart, Florida. And then we'll be in Coffs Harbour the end of August. And after that, we are in Ixtapa, Mexico, the end of October. So for more information on any of the classes that we're teaching, because like I'm the tail end there, there's the whole life coach first, there's the Wolf non-surgical, and then I come in with the pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass for the women. And it really is the icing on the cake. If you have taken the whole life coach and the non-surgical, I mean, I was already a master practitioner when I took the first class, and it wowed me. The pelvic restoration and disease prevention. I didn't realize how disconnected I was to that area of my body. And it just wowed me how powerful that area is in healing a woman on a physical, emotional, spiritual level. So again, Stuart, Florida, Coffs Harbour in August, Ixtapa, Mexico in October. And you can go to bhnuniversity.com to find out the exact information on these courses. Know that we have lowered our prices by about 30–40% because it's more important to us to get this information out to help you become your own practitioner for yourself first, and then, you know, be that light for your family and start planting those seeds yourself and see where the seeds flourish. You know, we want to be able to support you and give you all the information you need for that self-growth, for that loving yourself totally. And, you know, download that Perfect Day manual and start going through it and start doing the 4 pillars. The diet, the nutraceuticals, the exercises, the Braveheart emotional work. And for me, and actually, you know, I counsel people all over the world. And the people who get the results are the ones that anchor solid on all 4 of those pillars. And they also do the Braveheart emotional work. And for me, that was the most powerful thing I could have done. And that is where that beautiful, authentic self started to shine her light. And I just keep stepping in that right direction. I keep choosing. We have a choice every single moment to fall back into our old programming or to choose better. And I choose, I want more. I want more light in my life. I want more everything. I want more joy. I want more happiness. And in order for me to get that, I got to see it. It's got, and, you know, do up that Braveheart contract, you know, that Braveheart hero contract, and read it every day and maybe change it. Maybe what you had on there 3 days ago doesn't resonate with you anymore. You know, so change it up every day or whenever you need to change it, and keep working on yourself and demanding more, because we are light energy beings. And we deserve a beautiful life. And that's what we have put together. So honor yourself. Grab onto that book. Do what you need to do. Take the courses. Learn what you need to learn so you can be your own practitioner. You can be the light for your family. And together, we will create a Braveheart Nation. Just know that, you know what? I feel so blessed to be able to give this information. And this is my passion. It is my passion. And if I can do this, you can do this. And, you know, we've got these love bands. That's for our negative thoughts. And just know, 3, 2, 1. If I can do it, what do you think you can do? Way more. You got this. We got this. And I love you guys. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful evening, a beautiful afternoon, wherever you are in this world.